At first, the fallen girls had seemed like birds, bright cardinals, bone-white doves, swooping blackbirds in velvet-collared coats. But when they hit the cement, the terrible truth of the matter was revealed. Their bodies were broken, dashed to their deaths right before those who stood by helpless. This is the story of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory is the horrific story of 145 women who lost their lives to a raging fire in 1911. The factory was located on the top 3 floors of a 10-story building, known as the Ash Building. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory employed 500 working women, mostly Jewish and Italian immigrants between the ages of 13 to 23 years old. Life for these working immigrants was not good. These women worked 14 hours a day for $10 a week. The work was grueling and the hours were long, but many of the immigrants put up with the tiring work because it was the only work available to them. The owners of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, Max Blanc and Isaac Harris, had a questionable history of factory fires. The Triangle Factory was burned twice in 1902, while their Diamond Waste Company factory burned twice in 1907 and in 1910. It seemed that Blanc and Harris deliberately torched their workplaces before business hours in order to collect large fire insurance policies they purchased, a not uncommon practice in the early 20th century. Even though the suspicious act of the owners did not cause the fire, it did contribute to the tragedy. Blanc and Harris refused to install sprinkler systems and take other safety precautions in case they needed to burn down their shops again. It was a cool, clear day on the evening of March 25, 1911, when the fire began. The fire started due to an unextinguished match that was thrown into a rag bin around 4:40 p.m. on the 8th floor. The Italian and Jewish immigrant workers were getting ready to head home for the day when someone smelt smoke. The manager working at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory attempted to put out the fire with a hose, but the hose was rotted and the valve was rusted shut. The fire grew bigger and chaos began to unfold. Some young women tried to use the elevator to escape, but the elevator could only hold 12 people at a time. Also, after only 4 trips up and down, the elevator stopped working due to rising heat and flames. Other girls tried to flee using the staircase. They met their demise, though, at the bottom, when they were confronted by a locked door. The owners locked the door during working hours to prevent people from leaving and theft. This resulted in many women being burned alive. Some of the workers on the 9th and 10th stories and the owners of the factory managed to climb to the roof before the fire became too strong and jumped to adjoining buildings safely. The women who were not able to escape and were trapped inside the building had one choice left. They had to jump through the windows. Firefighters that came did not have ladders that reached higher than 7 stories, but the fire started on the 8th floor. With that said, women began to jump. Some closed their eyes as they jumped, others held hands. Bystanders watched in horror at the sight of the women hitting the pavement, each body landing hitting with a hard thud. Firefighters attempted to rescue the jumping women by using nets. Sometimes too many jumped at once and broke through the nets, and most nets seemed to be ineffective. The bodies of the women lay scattered across the fire hoses, which made it hard to shoot water at the building. Within 18 minutes, it was all over. 49 workers had burned to death or been suffocated by smoke. 36 were dead in the elevator shaft, and 58 died from jumping to the sidewalks, with 2 more dying later from their injuries. A total of 145 people were killed by the fire. Despite a good deal of evidence that the owners and management had been horribly negligent in the fire, a grand jury failed to indict them on manslaughter charges. Many good things came out of the fire, though. Many new laws were passed for comprehensive safety and workers' compensation. And the American Society of Safety Professionals was founded just months after the horrific incident.